I now call to order the Planning Commission meeting for August the 21st, 2025. Madam Clerk, Ms. Parker, do we have a quorum tonight?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Let us stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and then also remain standing for the invocation. We thank you, dear Lord, for another opportunity to serve, another opportunity to get together as a community to discuss the business of this great, excuse me, of this great county. We ask right now that everything that we are able to hear, everything that we're able to say will be pleasing not only in your sight, but for those residents of Goochland County. In the name of our Lord, we ask this prayer. Amen and amen.
Amen.
I would like to amend the order of this evening's agenda to move item 9.1 related to the Technology Overlay District deferral request to be considered after the director's report. This amendment will require a motion and a vote.
I move that item 9.1 on the Technology Overlay District, that element in the agenda, be moved up in the agenda after the director's report.
I'll second.
It's been properly moved in second. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, sir, Mr. Kimmerly?
Aye.
Mr. Patak?
Aye.
Mr. Cosby?
Aye.
Ms. Kowalski?
Aye.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Aye.
Thank you.
We also now will have the approval of the minutes. Has everyone had the opportunity to read the minutes from the July 17th, 2025 meeting? And are there any comments or is there a motion to approve?
I'd like a motion, or make a motion to approve the Planning Commission meeting minutes from July 17th, 2025.
A second.
All right, Mr. McLaughlin?
Aye.
Ms. Kowalski?
Aye.
Mr. Cosby?
Aye.
Mr. Patak?
Aye.
Mr. Kimmerly?
Aye.
Thank you. Our next item is Director Report and Announcements, handled by Ms. Sherry.
Thank you, Ms. Parker. Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, I'm Jamie Sherry, Director of Community Development. The Director's Update is an opportunity to share with you and those in attendance, both in the boardroom as well as attending virtually, of upcoming planning and zoning public hearings and community meetings. All of the meetings I will be discussing tonight are open to the public, and citizens are encouraged to attend and participate. Public hearings are live streamed, so if you are unable to attend a meeting, you can watch them live at home or wherever you are, or you can watch them after the meeting. All of the Board of Supervisors and Planning Commission meetings are recorded and made available on the website. So first I will be presenting upcoming public hearings. On September 4th, the Board of Supervisors will hold 2 public hearings. Both applications are for properties in the 3rd District. The first public hearing is RZ 2025-00002. This is an application by Serenity Trail, LLC. They're requesting to rezone approximately 109 acres from agricultural limited to residential preservation located at 2453 Maidens Road for a subdivision with 20 single-family detached dwellings. The second public hearing scheduled for that evening is RZ 2025-00003, an application by Big Daddy's Oilville Office Land Holding Corporation, LLC. This is a request for a proffer amendment to rezoning case RZ 1990-00009. The request is to remove the required screening for outdoor storage on approximately 2 acres. This property is located in the Old Dominion Industrial Park on Tri-County, excuse me. On September 18th, the Planning Commission will hold 3 public hearings. In District 4, CU 2025-00003 is an application by Andrea L. Smith requesting a conditional use permit for an accessory family housing unit detached on approximately 4 acres. The property is located at 831 Broad Street Road. Additionally, there will be 2 companion public hearings, CP 2025-002 and ZOA 2025-00001. CP 25002 is an amendment to the comprehensive plan related to establishing a technology overlay district. ZOA 2025-00001 is an amendment to the zoning ordinance establishing a technology overlay district, as well as decreasing parking standards for data centers. These public hearings were deferred. There is a request to defer them this evening, and this will be to allow additional time for another community meeting. I will get into that a little bit more detail in a moment. So there is only one community meeting on the schedule at this point, and it is for the Technology Overlay District. This will be another opportunity for citizens to learn about the Technology District and to voice their opinion on the proposed amendments. The meeting will be held on September 8th at the admin building, which we're in right now, in the boardroom, again, which is where we are right now, and the meeting will be held at 6 p.m. This meeting will also be live streamed, and you can watch it live or watch the recording on the website after the meeting. Also wanted to let everybody know that up-to-date information is located on the Technology Overlay and Technology Zone webpage. This is on our website, so you can either type in http:// or / www.goochlandva.us/TOD, or you can scan the QR code on the screen and it will take you directly to the website. And that concludes my presentation. I guess we'll do that because that's next. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item is request to defer additions, deletions, or changes to the order of the public hearings. Staff is requesting a 30-day deferral of countywide CP 2025-2 and ZOA 2025-1, an amendment to the comprehensive plan related to the establishment of a technology overlay district, and an amendment to the zoning ordinance, County Code Chapter 15, adding sections 15448 through 15550, establishing a technology overlay district, and amending section 15331, off-street parking and loading, unloading requirements to decrease parking standards for data centers. This request to defer is to the September 18th, 2025 Planning Commission meeting.
Thank you, Ms. Parker. Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, staff is requesting this deferral to allow for additional times for the community meeting that I mentioned that will be held on the 8th at 6 o'clock here. This will give us opportunity for us to inform the community of what the overlay district does, and also to so we can hear feedback and adjust the amendments accordingly.
All right, thank you. If someone would like to read the actual motion and then either to approve, deny, or defer, and then we also need a second, and then we'll have a roll call vote.
I can do that. I move that the Planning Commission recommend approval as amended, deferral of this comprehensive plan amendment and zoning ordinance amendment related to the technology overlay districts on September 18th.
I'll second.
It's been properly moved and second. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. McLaughlin?
Aye.
Ms. Kowalski?
Aye.
Mr. Cosby?
Aye.
Mr. Patuk?
Aye.
Mr. Kimmerly?
Aye.
The motion to defer passes on a 5-0 vote. This case will be heard before the Planning Commission on September 18th, 2025.
Thank you. Based on the change to the public hearing schedule and the deferral of CP-2025-00002 and ZOA-2025- related to the Technology Overlay District to September the 18th, 2025. If you came here tonight to speak on this matter, you can either save your comments for that particular meeting, or if you wish, you can speak this evening during the citizen comment period, which is a period that we're getting ready to enter into in a few moments.
Per the Planning Commission bylaws, Section 4, addressing the commission, public comments. Generally, all persons who speak before the commission during citizen comment period or a public hearing shall do so from the lectern and furnish their names and addresses to the commission. A speaker shall only speak once on any item unless the commission asks the speaker to answer questions. No person may address the commission unless they have first been recognized by the chair. Each person who desires to speak shall be given time to present oral or written comments. Comments shall be directed to the commission, not the audience. The citizen comment period provides a public forum for the commission to hear from citizens about matters pertinent to the activities, issues, or policy of the commission. The citizen comment period is limited to matters that are not scheduled for public hearing on tonight's agenda.
So if you do wish to speak tonight during this citizen comment period, please come forward and state your name and your address, and you have 3 minutes to speak. The lights will start off as green, those globes that you see. When they turn yellow, your time is getting limited, and then, of course, when it turns red, your time is extinguished. Again, if you come forward, state your name and your address for the record.
Thank you. Excuse me, didn't mean to do that into the mic.
You're fine.
My name is Stephen Shorrock. I live at 12201 Brimner Ridge Circle. The TOD has raised the issue of data centers. I support the concept of the TOD, and I'm in favor of allowing some form of data centers, although many of my neighbors do disagree with me. If public support is, the county needs to provide protections from data centers, according to the language. Take a look at what adjacent means to Bellevue Gardens. Buffers with residential areas are inadequate, but protection is needed for all areas, not just through the TOD. Under 1987 zoning law, right now, a row of 8 to 10 data centers can be built parallel to a row of houses, about 25 houses within 50 feet of their backyard of those houses. I worked 38 years in IT. In 1987, I worked with data centers. They would have fit in this room. Things have changed, and I think we need to recognize that that is a valid change. County staff are listening and are now working hard on the TOD revisions for better protection. Again, these protections must be provided for all areas. Data centers can be built on the west side of Tuckahoe Creek Parkway, far from Mosaic Branch, Avery Point. The bonus of access to wastewater that can be recycled for cooling. These are so-called purple pipe systems. The TOD hearings in the next months will be the last time that the Planning Commission or the public has any say in the matter. Data centers will be built by right. Any protections will have to be perfect in a changing world. I spoke to a supervisor in another county and a person that comes before boards just like this one on behalf of energy storage facilities, cell phone towers, things like that to be built. When we're talking about data centers by right, it struck me that both used the same phrase exactly. They said, quote, "This is insane. This is your last chance." Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Yes, come on up. Again, state your name and your address, please.
Reverend Lisa Sykes. I live at 12482 North Crossing Drive in Reader's Ranch. I just would like to address the Planning Commission and say that I'm very curious if there's information that can be provided to us. There are many of us who are in the residential communities at the north of Hockett. That would include one subdivision to be built, Ridge at Mannequin, as well as the park, Reader's Branch, and Hickory Haven. And while we are all there clustered together, we feel part of the village and part of that community. And we feel very inappropriate, the thought of a large, tall building such as a data center or a distribution center adjacent to our property, as Steve was saying, perhaps just 50 feet away. Has the Planning Commission looked at the Virginia Department of Transportation plans for roadways in the area and for other infrastructure? I've seen an infrastructure plan for the southern part of the TOD, but not for the northern part. And that would be very helpful if you could provide that before we come to the community meeting on the 8th, and then afterwards back here to the Planning Commission for the consideration of the TOD. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, I will close the public comment period.
We have no unfinished business. The commission does have one item of new business this evening. This is an action item before the commission and will not come before the Board of Supervisors. District 1, SOE 2025-1, application by Walter E. Norman, seeking an exception to Article 6, minor subdivisions, Section 3, review process plats officer of the County Subdivision Ordinance, County Code Appendix B, to create an additional access drive onto Payne Road on tax map number 414010. The property is zoned agricultural general A1. The comprehensive plan designates this area as rural enhancement area.
Thank you, Ms. Parker. Mr. Chairman, for the record, my name is Carrie Ragland. I'm the planning manager for the county, and I'll be providing the staff presentation for this application. As stated, the request is within District 1, and it's an application for a subdivision ordinance exception to create an additional access drive onto Payne Road. The vicinity map on the left indicates the subject area outlined in red. The aerial photo on the right indicates a subject property also outlined in red. For a better reference, this parcel is located on the southern end of Payne Road, which is State Route 681. This is approximately a mile south of its intersection with Shannon Hill Road. The zoning map on the left demonstrates the subject property and all adjacent properties as A1 or Agricultural General District. The comprehensive plan map on the right demonstrates the subject property and all adjacent properties as rural enhancement area. The county's major thoroughfare plan, the MTP, classifies Payne Road as a local road with no proposed improvements. The applicant is requesting approval to add an additional access point onto Payne Road. This is due to topographical and environmental challenges on the parcel, which make utilizing the approved driveway challenging. This request is before you because the subdivision code requires the review of the Planning Commission for approval of minor subdivisions with more than 2 access drives onto an existing road. This is actually a retroactive request since a subdivision has already occurred. The request, however, does not have a public hearing and will not be presented to the Board of Supervisors. This slide shows the original subdivision plat, which was approved in 2016. The subject property, which is Lot 1, is located at the northern part of the screen, shown as 17.95 acres. The plat calls out a 50 by 50 foot shared access easement between Lot 1 and Lot 2 here, and there's an additional shared access easement below for Lots 3 and Lots 4. The plat also demonstrates an unnamed creek traversing the property throughout the entire subdivision. It crosses all 4 parcels. The map on the right shows the aerial conditions for all 4 parcels, which were part of the original subdivision approval. These are outlined in red with the subject property, which is Lot 1, outlined in purple at the top of the screen. You can see the location of the creek by the difference in the vegetation, if you can follow the red dot here as it traverses across the properties. Historical aerial maps indicate that the subject parcel has been timbered in the past, but at this point is now mostly wooded. Parcel 2 to the south has already been developed. You can see here on the aerial with a single-family residence. Review of staff notes from the building permit for Lot 2 when it was being developed confirmed that the owner did experience unusual challenges to traverse the creek on that property due to intense topography on the property. This contour map on the right demonstrates the topography on the parcel with the green lines representing 2-foot spacing intervals. Staff measure with our GIS tools, this would be about a 74-foot change in elevation from the bottom of the stream here up to the proposed house location. However, the most intense areas shown with the lines close together here measure greater than a 15% slope. The assumed route on the approved plat is demonstrated here in purple. As you can see, the current access easement and the presumed driveway to get to the house site here in the red star. The owner is proposing a different driveway location to the north of the property, and this is demonstrated in blue. The route would traverse less intense topography to reach the home site, and staff calculated that the slope would be about 9% overall, but a stream crossing would be required for either route. Exhibit A is the official document proposed by the applicant. The plat demonstrates Lot 1 with the different driveway location you can see here. And this was proposed on the previous slide, and this is in order to reach the proposed home site. The shared entrance would no longer be needed. However, the entrance is already being utilized through Lot 2, which was shown on the aerials. The plat indicates that the driveway for Lot 2 was actually only installed on Lot 2, so there's no concern with that easement being vacated. In conclusion, the existing conditions provide difficulty for Lot 1 as previously approved to utilize the existing shared access and traverse across the property. This request is consistent with the general requirements for a subdivision ordinance exception, and that the request is based on unique conditions of the property, and it is not detrimental to the public safety, health, or welfare of others. The request does not require a public hearing, and staff recommend that within 30 days of approval, the owner must record Exhibit A among the land records of the county with a copy of the recorded document provided to the Director of Community Development. Mr. Chairman, this concludes the staff presentation. The applicants and his representative are here if you have any questions. Do you have any questions for me at this time?
No.
I have one. There is an ordinance of only 2 driveway entrances onto the road. What is that intended to prevent? I mean, what are we compromising here by entertaining this variance?
I believe the intent is overall to limit the access points, presumably for safety, and that intention was probably for more roads that have higher traffic. In this circumstance, this is a local road, which there's no improvements proposed here, but it does allow the circumstances for which the applicant is requesting for the unique topography in which there is an avenue forward for them to get relief.
All right, so it's, your assumption is that it is trying to prevent traffic issues and safety issues on the road.
I would say
Okay.
presumably, but I'll
right.
nod to staff and give
Okay.
nods.
Thank you.
And I guess I'm assuming that the proposed road has met all of the fire and rescue standards, or will meet fire and rescue standards.
It would be required to meet any standards that we need to implement with the individual home sites, but with a driveway, there's really no regulations. It's not a private road.
Okay.
There were no light or sightline concerns or anything with this new location, correct?
Staff did take a look. We met during the pre-application phase with the county engineer at the time, and he concurred that he thought the location was better than what was proposed on the original subdivision. I did a site visit as well, and I actually entered the easement as it's currently in place where Lot 2 has the driveway. And I do concur, actually, the way the road curves, that the proposed site is probably better for site distance.
Thank you.
So the driveway that exists now, that's mainly utilized by the second lot, right?
Yes.
So those individuals or that family, they come into the driveway there, go to their house. But but the original driveway would continue up to the house on lot 1. So are they gonna just cut that out or just leave that there?
The plat that they had proposed for recordation does show that that would be vacated. It's hard to see potentially here, but they're showing that that shared access easement would be vacated. It would just become a driveway for Lot 2, and then there
Okay.
would be a separate driveway for Lot 1.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Thank you, appreciate it. Would the applicant like to come and speak on behalf of the project?
If there are any specific questions or anything additional that we can add, we would be more than happy to. I think that was a very good presentation that went over the main scope. I think our concerns were pretty much all addressed, and the main issue was the topography of fire trucks getting in and out and overall access.
Okay, any questions for the applicant? All right. All right,
I'd like to make a motion that the Planning Commission approve SOE 2025-0001, application by Walter Norman with the recommended condition as presented.
I'll second that.
it's been properly moved in second. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Kimmerly?
Aye.
Mr. Patak?
Aye.
Mr. Cosby?
Aye.
Ms. Kowalski?
Aye.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Aye.
The motion to approve passes on a 5-0 vote. Our public hearing item this evening is in District 4, RZ 2025-4, application by Goochland County Board of Supervisors for a proffer amendment to rezoning case RZ 2018-4 to remove the access requirements on 1.67 acres at 333, 335, 337, and 339 Pondview Lane on tax map numbers 5816-020, 5816-030, 5816-040, and 5816-050. The property is zoned residential neighborhood, RN. The comprehensive plan designates this area as suburban residential.
Thank you, Ms. Parker. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the commission. I've been before you twice already this evening, but for the record, I am Jamie Sherry, Director of Community Development. Tonight's public hearing is for an application in District 4. The applicant is Goochland County Board of Supervisors, requesting an amendment to RZ 2018-0004 for 4 parcels on Pondview Lane. The vicinity map on the left shows the location of the subject property in the eastern portion of the county within the red circle. On the right is an aerial photo that shows the 4 parcels on Pondview Lane that are subject to this application. They're outlined in red. Pondview Lane is located just south of the Park at Centerville subdivision and across Hockett Road from the Reeders Branch subdivision. The zoning map on the left shows the subject property as residential neighborhood, as well as the parcels associated with the 2000 rezoning to the south and to the east. The properties to the north and the east are zoned residential planned unit development. And to the west, in the green, is the property is zoned rural residential. The map on the right shows the 2035 comprehensive designation of the subject property and all the surrounding properties as suburban residential. On the map, you can see the yellow and the brown. They're to the south, and they're designated for residential, and the brown is semi-public, which was a church at the time this was designated. In November 2018, RZ 2018-00004 was rezoned 3.04 acres at the intersection of Hockett Road and Pondview Lane from agricultural limited to residential neighborhood to create a 5-lot subdivision. On the screen is the approved conceptual plan from the 2018 rezoning. I added the blue lines and the labels for clarity. You can see Lot 1 front on Hockett Road and Lots 2 through 5 front on Pondview Lane. Open space is located south of the residential lots of the subdivision. The details on the conceptual plan are difficult to read, which is why I outlined it, but further, You can't really see it very well, but it does not show shared driveways for lots 2 through 4. So for that reason, the conceptual plan, Exhibit A, does not need to be amended. The approval of this zoning case came with seven proffered conditions. They include general conformance to the conceptual plan, cash proffers for each of the new lots, a maximum of 5 residential lots, shared driveways for lots fronting onto Pondview Lane, which is subject to this request, right-of-way dedication on Hockett Road, open space, as well as for Pondview Lane to be constructed to VDOT standards along the, from Hockett Road to the end of the Lot 5. Sorry, that's a little small on the screen, but, so what is being proposed? The Board of Supervisors is requesting this amendment to RZ 2018-0004 to remove the requirement for shared driveways for the lots accessing Pondview Lane. In error, county staff approved lots 2 and 3 with individual driveways, putting both of those lots in violation of the proffers. And I have numbered the aerial for reference. Approval of this amendment would relieve the burden of noncompliance with the 2018 proffers for lots 2 and 3. Lots 4 and 5 are currently under construction and are included in this application to provide relief of the access standards, but in addition to that, to provide uniform design within the subdivision. There was a community meeting held on June 23rd. No one from the public attended. County staff as well as Supervisor Spoonhauer were in attendance. As the use and the density of the original subdivision would not be changed with the proposed proffer amendment, the property remains in conformance with the comprehensive plan designation of suburban residential. So on the screen, I have summarized the proffers that I presented earlier in this presentation. Approval of this application would not change any of the existing proffers except number 4, which I have crossed out. That proffer actually reads, the 4 lots on Pondview Lane shall share 2 access points on Pondview Lane. The house will remain 1 access on Hockett Road. What that's referencing is that Lot 1, which is not part of this application, was an existing lot and had an existing driveway onto Hockett Road. So this is essentially the crossed out version of it. I do actually have all the proffers in the back portion of the slide if you want to see any of those individually. And that concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
All right, thank you. Any questions?
I move that the Planning Commission recommend approval of proffer amendment RZ 2.
Hold on, hold on.
Public hearing.
I'm sorry.
my
Open the
fault.
public hearing.
Yeah, my fault. Okay, so now we will have the public hearing. If anyone wants to speak on behalf or against this particular amendment, you have the opportunity to come forward. You have 3 minutes. To do so, please come forward and state your name and your address. Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Now we'll have a motion.
I move that the Planning Commission recommend approval of proffer amendment RZ-2025-0004, application by the Goochland County Board of Supervisors as presented.
Second. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Kimmerly?
Aye.
Mr. Patak?
Aye.
Mr. Cosby?
Aye.
Ms. Kowalski?
Aye.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Aye.
The motion to recommend approval passes on a 5-0 vote. This case is tentatively scheduled to be heard by the Board of Supervisors on October 7th, 2025. It moves forward with a recommendation of approval from the Planning Commission.
If there's no other business, I call this meeting adjourned.
Didn't know we were actually